I hope you all had a lovely time watching the Brazilian Grand Prix, where Verstappen wins from 17th in Sao Paulo rain chaos, climbing from 17th to win the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, one of his greatest victories, says his biggest fan, Andrew Benson. Um, I wouldn't say that it was like an incredible performance, like one of the classics of like wet weather driving. And there's a reason I wouldn't say it was one of the classics of wet weather driving, and that is because essentially all Max Verstappen did was win a 35 lap race where he started in second and just had to pass Esteban Ocon going into T1, and Ocon's a bit of a flange and didn't defend it anyway. And from then on, he just pulled away because Esteban Ocon's in an Alpine, so you're going to, aren't you? So to me, that's not being the best driver you've ever seen. You know, circumstances conspired so that Max got a free pit stop. So that's time that, at the time that they were racing, before Colapinto crashed. In fact, no, they weren't racing before that, were they? Because that was during a safety car period. Why was that safety car thrown? Oh, let me know what you think. Was it a bit rainy? It got a bit wet, so they put the safety car out. I think that was it. George Russell's complaining that he's aquaplaning. All right, George, you know them tyres that you've got on, which have got the green on them, yeah? Go and put the blue ones on, and that means that you should get better grip if you're struggling on because you're aquaplaning, George. That's what they're there for, okay? But safety car, because the other lads had managed to get a bit of a slight advantage during the virtual safety car. Max hadn't. So they decided safety car. Not that it would have particularly have helped Max. It's a strange one, that one. It's a strange one because under the safety car, all of the advantages that had been previously built up get wiped out because it's got a little bit rainier. Strange decision making. This is strange decision making. So I can't fully detract from Max Verstappen in that regard. What is going on with the drama show makers? By that stage, what have we done? 30 odd laps of racing. All of the advantages that have been built up. We'll do that. I'll go into this in greater detail in future. But the advantages that have been built up over 30 laps. Oh, it's got a little bit wet now. It's got wetter than it was wet before, so we'll bring the safety car out. Why? So they bring the safety car out because the virtual safety car was sufficient to deal with what it was dealing with. And then it was back to racing, and then they decided to bring the safety car because George is complaining that he can't see very well. Oh, I can't see very well. Now, kids that come here, because I know you love this channel, you love to come here because this channel is simply lovely. Now, what you need to understand is this: in a few years' time, you won't be sat in the back seat in your little booster seat in mummy and daddy's car, okay? You might get the chance to drive a car yourself, right? And if you are driving and it starts raining, it's torrential rain, and visibility is reduced, what you do is you slow the fuck down, okay? That is what you do. All right, you don't just drive on regardless, expecting there to be a safety car, because that's not going to happen. Okay, and you don't think it's death or glory. There's an old film called Days of Thunder. Okay, and the real men in there. Okay, when there was a load of smoke and shit, right, when you couldn't see what was going on, they'd just put their foot down and drive at it. That is silly Billy. Okay, don't do that because you don't know what you're driving into and you could just smash into it, killing yourself and whatever is hidden by the smoke and shit. If there's a load of spray and you can't see what is going on ahead of you, don't just floor it at it, driving into something that you can't see, killing yourself and it. Okay? Safety. The FIA, safety. Yes, the global ambassadors for safety. and mobility scooters apparently these days. They've got a new chief executive for the mobility scooters. I saw that the other day. Anyway, so George Russell's complaining he can't see. Slow it down a bit then, George. Okay, back off a little bit, because the car in front of you, them tyres are kicking up a bit of more water, turning it into spray, making the visibility reduced. So if you drop back a few seconds, okay, then that's slightly cleared by the time you get there and you can see. And for the duration of the rain, okay, for that extra little bit of higher intensity rain, I think level 2 rain, as McLaren would describe it. Maybe it's level 3 rain. Level 3. The big boy rain. I don't know. How many levels of rain are there? Let me know what you think in the comment section. So when it gets to level 2 or level 3, George, just slow down a bit. Or, okay, if you're struggling for grip, go into the pits and change the green tyres for the blue tyres, okay? And if you're struggling to remember which one's which, think of water, the colour we associate with water, blue, yeah. When it's really watery, put the blue tyres on. Okay, so try that, George, and hopefully that'll help you for future races. Anyway, we decided to deploy the safety car because it was getting a bit rainy. And then Colapinto goes into the pits, puts on a new set of tyres. I mean, the cars, for the first part of it, should be driving to a delta, a reduced speed to increase safety so that cars don't go spinning out and crashing into the barriers. You know, that's the purpose of it. Anyway, Colapinto pits, comes out, smashes into the wall, totals it. Red flag. Yeah, couldn't make it up, could you? Certain drivers, guess what? Certain drivers, let me know what you think in the comment section as to who might have benefited. Get a free tyre change so they don't lose 20 odd seconds of their race. They get that for free. And then we get a rolling start restart. Yes. I'm going to take you through a different rolling start restart. I'll take you through the audio from Bernie, the expert, the strategic expert from the Sky Control, race control. Yeah, she'll tell us about that. I'll tell you differently from 2021. Well, no, I know what it should be, but it wasn't back in 2021. You know, the race where Lewis Hamilton got the benefit had they applied Martin Brundle's rules, which aren't the rules. That one. But anyway, we'll look at that another time. Anyway, so essentially now the race is about to get underway again. Just as it's getting underway, one of the cars is spinning off the track again. But, you know, the race is about to get underway as they're completing lap 33. So the race starts now because it had been neutralised before then. Everything that had taken place before, right? All of the previously built up advantages, because them previously built up advantages, Strap-on was about 18 seconds behind. Funny that, isn't it? Now he's not. Now he's not in one of his greatest drives ever. Now he's not got to make them 18 seconds up. He's there. There he is. And all he's got to do is, well, he's already bullied Ocon here in the past. You know, when Ocon trying to unlap himself and Strap-on was doing his thing. And then afterwards, obviously, the victim Strap-on has to try and be the bully boy again. And Ocon didn't chin him. So anyway, they go into the first corner. Strap-on takes the lead and then just drives away from him. Yeah, couldn't make it up, could you? But, you know, the media, okay, will be blowing the smoke up the Verstappen arsehole. That's the way this goes. And the fanboy will believe that they are witnessing one of the equivalents of one of the greatest wet weather drives we've ever seen. No, it just wasn't. Okay, and I could go through all of the circumstances, all of the overtakes. The fact that there's two teams for Red Bull. There's people that let Max by but don't let anybody else by. Too much to list. Literally, I could do hours and hours of breakdown on this one. It is ridiculous. What else did we see? Oh, I'll tell you what we did see for the first time in 3 races. For the first time in 3 races, nobody got driven off the track at T1. what was going on there? I mean, at the USA Grand Prix, oh, it's a lap one incident. It's a lap one incident. Why Lando got driven off the track by Max at T1. No, that's just a lap one incident. At the Mexican Grand Prix, oh, it's a lap one incident that Carlos Sainz got driven off the track at T1 by Max Verstappen. That's a lap one incident. Brazil, I think it must be easier to keep your car on the road in the wet, and that's why there were no turn one incidents on that opening lap, and that's why nobody got forced off the road. Let me know if that's what it is. Maybe I've got that wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments section. I'm going to go and try and do a video going through the footage. It's likely to get blocked, but I'll give it a go. Like a lot of these things, when you see it and you see it explained properly, then you can enhance understanding. If you're just relying on words, then this will get lost on you. So I'll see what I can do. That'll do on this one. Thank you for your time. If it's your first time here, please subscribe to the channel. You're going to hear the truth. You're going to hear the truth here. Because here they said that after this race, it might not be the end result, but it's got to be the right result, hasn't it? It's got to be the right result. So they might take some time after the race to apply penalties, and so as they cross the line and the checkered flag goes, you might have to wait a bit for the other decisions to be made and the penalties to be applied to actually get the right result. And so far, I still don't even know what that result is. I mean, they might have changed it since starting this video. Let's have a look. FIA website. Let's refresh the page. Oh, they've done it now. Final race classification. So let's have a look in terms of infringements and decisions and tyre pressure check. Oh, what's he done to George Russell now? What did George do? Let's have a look what George did with his tyres. And what have they done? The fact, tyre pressures were adjusted with wheels already fitted. Breach of Article 30.5. The competitor is fined £5,000. So it doesn't look like they've been applied a sporting penalty, so it doesn't look like they've had their race impacted. But the FIA have got £5,000 added to their beer fund for the Nazi-themed sex party that they're going to host after the gala, where they hand out Max's trophy. So I'm guessing Lewis Hamilton will suffer the same fate. Mercedes will have to pay another £5,000. Although you never know, they might have, knocked 30 seconds off Lewis for his race time or added 30 seconds to it. Oh, no, it's just another £5,000 into the Nazi sex-themed orgy sex party they're going to have after the gala, where Max Verstappen will once again be named Laureus Man of the Year or whatever that is. What else? Aborted start incidents decision. What are the aborted start incidents? What have they decided there for Lando Norris? Oh, another £5,000. Okay, now celebrate good times. Come on, this is going to be an expensive. Let's say it's an expensive bar that they've got there for the kitty. £5,000. That's another one. So there's 10 from the Mercedes lads, 5 from Lando there for his reprimand. They don't want to change the result now. No, they've handed out the trophies. They don't want to change the result. Lando didn't get one. Didn't deserve one. Drove poorly. But you could argue. That he got jumped due to the situation going on there. So who else got an aborted start incident? Wow. Lando did. George did. Car 22. Car 22 and 30, they're the Red Bull cars, aren't they? They're the Red Bull B team cars. Let's have a look what happened there. No further action. No further action for the Red Bull B team. Let's have. It might be that they didn't penalise George that way. Let's have a look. Let's have a look for this one. Let's have a look. No further action for the other Red Bull B team car. Let's see whether they actually find George Russell, the Mercedes one. They've already had 5 out of Merck, so it's only 15 grand in the sex orgy kitty so far. Let's see what they did here. Let's have a look. Oh, they give George Russell a 5 grand fine for the aborted start, but not the Red Bull B team cars. So they fined Lando Norris 5 grand, and they've fined George Russell. Well, the respective teams, but for the Red Bull B team, they just got because they followed like sheep. Okay, they just got a reprimand. No further action required. Did they even get a reprimand? I don't think they even got a reprimand. Just says no further action. And what's this one? No further action. So the sheep get no further action, but Lando Norris's action and George Russell's action cause the teams to be fined 5 grand. So 20 grand added to the sex fund kitty for the Nazi theme sex orgy that's going to take place after this year's awards ceremony. Anyway, allegedly, I mean, I don't know. It might not happen these days. All I know is it used to go on under Max Mosley. Okay, that is a fact. I like talking facts. Okay, so I don't know whether it's something they still do, but the fact is, Max Mosley, the head of the FIA back then, used to have Nazi-themed sex orgies. He used to be into that sort of thing. Anyway. But you know he's dead now. We're all going to die. It's one of them things. Never mind. Where are we? What Max Verstappen won, Esteban Ocon second, Pierre Gasly. They had nothing to lose. The Alpines. Yeah, they had nothing to lose, but they had 50 million to gain in terms of the Alpine team constructors championship, didn't they? I was watching the Mexican Grand Prix last week. The BBC, I actually had to listen to a bit on the radio because I kind of couldn't catch part of it, so I had to listen to a bit on the BBC. And they were talking about Carlos Sainz having nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Everybody's got nothing to lose apart from Max and Lando. You know, Charles Leclerc still has got a chance to come in second in the championship. The two Alpines had nothing to lose. Well, there's no point in racing then, is there? If you've got nothing to lose and you think, oh, but there's something to gain, isn't there? 50 million. Who'd have thought that everybody trying to compete in that race is trying to compete for something, whether it be their position in the championship or their team's position in the Constructors' Championship, which is worth a significant amount of money. $50 million, they tell us. $50 million. A swing. Just because of one Grand Prix. Funny that, isn't it? Funny that. But it's won over the season. Not on one Grand Prix, they tell us. They tell us that the championships won over the course of the season, not on just one Grand Prix. So who fully deserved it? Who fully deserves to occupy that position in the championship, everybody? Do Alpine fully deserve it? Let me know what you think in the comment section. Anyway, I'm going on too long. More for later. Thank you for your time.